Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin. If you're new here, hello. If you're not, how's it going? So, a couple things to address before going into this, the rest of the story time. This part of my face last night, you can see how it's all scratched up just because I was scratching it. It is swollen, so like, I don't know, it's just swollen, so ignore that please. Not that it even matters. And what else did I have to, I dyed my hair today. What do you guys think? It's like it almost looks purpley red. I dye my hair every single year for fall, always auburn. So that's what I did. I am digging it, obviously curled it and everything. Ooh, yes, queen. So, last week's video was part 1, and I wanted it to be like a whole moving video about my move to California as a whole. I rambled too much, it became one video. I'm gonna try and make this one a little bit shorter and sweeter because I know that it's hard for people to sit through longer videos of just one person just talking, so I apologize for that. I hope it doesn't steer you away from my content. There's going to be videos that I post that you might like, there's going to be some that you might not like, so it's all good if you don't like it. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely ready for spooky season. So, obviously, we're about to be going into September. 2020 has been a fucking shit show, and my favorite holiday is Halloween, so I'm excited for October. Halloween's not canceled in my heart, but a lot of things are canceled, so I'm gonna try and do what I can to make Halloween fun without doing any sort of events or, you know, whatever, parties, all those kind of stuff. Anyways, let's get into the video. So last video, I ended off talking about my road trip, finishing it up, yada yada yada. We arrived at LA. And in this video, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of talk about, like I said I would, like finances and how expensive it is there and what it's like living there, what I like and what I don't like about it, etc. So I guess we'll start with like finances. Obviously it's more expensive to live there. It is more expensive to live in any city. I didn't live in the city, I lived in the county, but you know, it's all touristy, you get the gist. And LA is just expensive in general. Like California is as a whole, but LA specifically is more expensive. So I mean, like, I don't know, what do you guys want to know? Like, apartments are way more expensive, probably like double the price here than here. I lived in a 2-bedroom, and I think I mentioned that in the last video. I roomed with Leon, I named him, and the other two lived in the other room. So we had 2-bedroom. It was like $1,750 or something like that a month, so $1,750. I don't know about the 50, but I know it was 17 something. So yeah, split between 4 people, it was like 400 something, so it wasn't bad really for me. It was definitely it was manageable and affordable. But if I did, like, if we had a 3-bedroom, then no, it probably would have been like 600 each. So yeah, so the 2-bedroom is that. There has been studios that I looked up because, like, I didn't know that I was gonna move home. I honestly only ended up moving home because I just had a little bit of like credit card debt, and I just felt like, I don't know, things were happening, weird things were happening. I was just kind of like, not over LA, but just like, I felt like I needed to be in the comfort of being near family and friends. So that's pretty much why I honestly took the safe route. I should have stuck it out, and I don't know, I just should have stuck it out. But yeah, that's pretty much why I came home. Not anything crazy. I mean, me and Tyler like were talking and stuff while I was out there. Well, we always talk because we were friends, but I mean, like, talk. So I guess he had a little bit of an emotional pull on me. So anyways, yeah, the apartment situation. So I was looking at a studio. I mean, they were like $1,200 just for a studio, and if you don't know what a studio or an efficiency apartment is, It's basically one giant room, and if you're lucky and have a nice one, I mean, they all have a bathroom. So they have the bathroom, a big room, and then a kitchen. But I feel like sometimes they don't even really have a kitchen. Like, some nice ones have like kind of a built-in small kitchen, but sometimes I feel like it's just all in one room. So I don't know, it depends on what you get, but you get the point. You don't get a lot for that. So $1,200, that is literally just a lot more than what I'm paying right now for my 1 bedroom. So that's crazy. Most apartments out there honestly go for like $2,000 or more for like a 2 bedroom, I'd say. We almost got one that was $2,000 rather than the 17 whatever. And it was nicer, but I do like the one that we got. It was pretty nice. So I like that. Basically, it was a gated complex. You know, you needed a fob and key and all that kind of stuff to get in through the parking lot and through the front entrance. And it was all outdoors, if that makes sense. So, like, right now I'm living in a complex where if you enter the building, there's hallways, it's inside, it's all carpeted, whatever. But there it was like, you know, you get in through the gate, and then it's like a U, or a rectangle, we can say. And then, you know, there's apartments in the middle, and then apartments around. So there was an upper and a lower floor. Obviously upper, there was just stairs, and the front door was like to the outside, if that makes sense. So, you know, you walk in, it's that big rectangle like I said, and in the middle there's the office, the gym, and then there's a pool. Do you see my cat? My birds are chirping, and this cat's going freaking crazy behind me. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Obviously, buying houses out there is also freaking expensive. I mean, I couldn't even give you a quote for, you know, I couldn't give you any reference because I was not looking for houses, but you can just imagine if the rent is that freaking expensive. So, I mean, things like their sales tax, ours is, you know, 6.25, I believe, and theirs is 9 point something. So, yeah, that was more expensive just to go to the store and pay for things. Like literally candy bars, all that kind of stuff. So that was more expensive. Gas was obviously more expensive. I think, like, when I left here to leave, it was like the worst time to leave gas wise because our gas was only like $1 something. I don't know what was happening. It was like a little less than $2, and out there it's like 4 something, of course, so that was more expensive. Everything's just more expensive, and it's a lot more fast paced, and it's just a lot harder to make it out there, especially on your own, and especially if you don't really know what it's like to pay bills and live on your own and stuff like that. It's gonna be hard, especially if you're by yourself. I mean, I kind of did that. It was only my second time living on my own. The first time I lived with a family member, and so she was my roommate, but you know, it wasn't like I was completely on my own or anything, and neither was I in LA, but I'm just saying, like, you're not gonna have your family there. It's a lot more money. You have to bust your butt. I worked two jobs. One was during the day, and then I would go at night, kind of like how I explained with the Target and Toyota situation. But yeah, so I worked at CVS and Home Depot out there. I never had a day off, like barely ever. I had to work my butt off just to pay for the freaking rent and shit like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like treated myself. Like, In-N-Out was my best friend. I miss In-N-Out so much. Also, oh my god, food wise there in general, they have so much more fast food chains and restaurants in general, and so much more options and so much better stuff. Like, oh, I miss that. I love food, so like I really miss that. Also, as you can imagine, there's a lot going on, a lot to do. I lived in a valley that was basically like 20 minutes from whatever it was I wanted to do. So like if I wanted to go downtown Hollywood, I'd be about that time away from there. Or from the beach, I was only like 18 minutes away. Depends on what beach and where you're going and stuff like that, but you know what I mean. Like, I was pretty much like close to everything that I needed to be, that I could easily Uber to. Uber's a huge thing out here. I know it's big, or I know that it's becoming more well known here and people actually use it, but out there, like, Uber is just, you just Uber everywhere. Same with, like, the city, New York City, etc. But yeah, I would usually take the metro. I believe that's what it's called. It's kind of like a bus train thing. So basically there's like little metros all over, and then there was one close to my house. I would just walk there, and then you can pay, I think it was $7 for the whole day, which would get you anywhere. Obviously you can use your card in limited time, so you could be traveling the whole day, and $7, it was cheap. And a one way, I believe, was like $1 something. So to go, I don't know, to go one way there and one way back, $3, okay? So it's very cheap doing that. So that's a pro tip if you do go to try and use that. It would take me to a, like, that little metro station that was near my house would take me to a bigger station, and that goes, you know, more out to like Hollywood and Universal Studios and places like that. So, I mean, I would use that to go to Universal. I had a pass, so I would go there all the time. That's also a tip if you live there. Just freaking get a pass. I think at the time, now it's more expensive, I know, because I looked it up. But I want to say, and my friends, if you're watching this who were with me when we purchased the tickets, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think like it was like $100 to pay for the, like, an admission ticket for the one day. And then like $109 for a freaking season pass. So obviously I bought the season pass, and so did my roommate, and we went all the freaking time, and we loved it. I miss that too so much, just being able to go and it was free and stuff. I miss it. But yeah, I mean, basically you just gotta hustle, you just gotta work. It's gonna be more expensive, you gotta expect that. It's gonna be more fast-paced, and you know, everyone says that, and I guess you don't really know what it means, because you're like, what do you mean? Like, is there just more people walking around? Like, what? How can it really be that much more fast-paced in here? It's just that everyone's going, and it just feels more overwhelming, I guess, is what you could say. And you know, people out there, they all are like, there's so many talented people there. It is wild, because here, you know, if we heard someone was making music or acting and things like that, it would be like, oh my god, that's crazy, because we're from a small town. But out there, everyone's doing that. Everyone makes music, everyone acts, everyone, like, it's just, you're gonna get used to that real quick. Their seasons aren't really seasons. I think most people already know that. New England, I would say, probably has the best actual seasonal change, meaning that like our spring, fall, summer, winter are all actually like what you would think if you were describing those seasons. Like, it's just exactly that. They're very different from each other. But there, I would say that their fall and winter are more like just fall. Like, their winter, actually no, I'm lying. I'd say their winter is fall, like how fall is in Massachusetts if you're from here, and the other 3 seasons are summer. Like, that's it, which sounds amazing. But like, you know, the fall, it's just because it's cooler weather, there's a breeze, it rains more in the winter, but like the trees don't change colors. It's not that like fall aesthetic every basic bitch wants, and that's me, I'm basic bitches. So yeah, I definitely miss that about home and the seasonal change in general, honestly, all 4 of them. So that's different out there. Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned in the first video, I had said that we got an apartment in 2 weeks. It was very stressful. It was, you know, we were on our phone, making phone calls, emailing, Craigslist, etc. And we came across that apartment that I was explaining that I think you got like $500 off your first month if you moved in that weekend, which we needed to move in that weekend. So we were like, fuck yeah. Turns out it was a nice place. It was not bad. I will say towards the end of it, like, there was this girl and she was in the office and she was a bitch, but besides that, like, we never had any staffing problems and stuff. If we needed something fixed, we would just put in, you know, the repair order or whatever, and the maintenance guy would come fix it. But yeah, just that one girl, man, that one, so annoying. Like, basically, I went in there and had questions for her. It was me and my roommate, and I just needed to know date-wise and, like, our leasing agreements and things like that, like, because I was moving, and if I was moving early or when I needed to move, because I didn't know exactly when the lease was up. And this girl was on FaceTime, or no, I'm pretty sure she freaking answered the FaceTime while we were talking with her. I'm just loud ass talking, like, with her friend or whatever, like, when I'm sitting there trying to have a professional conversation with you. That was so rude, but I didn't honestly give a shit. I mean, I cared because it was rude, but, like, I never complained or anything like that, or wrote a review or anything, because that was it. Living there was perfectly fine. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, things I didn't like about it. I mean, downtown LA is disgusting and dirty as shit, and I don't like it. The only thing I liked about it was when a couple of my friends came to visit, and we went and saw this, like, haunted hotel or whatever. It was the Hotel Cecile, I believe, is what it's called, and now it's called something else. They literally rebranded it, repainted it, remodernized it. So I'm glad that we got to see it before that happened to it. We went in there, and maybe we can discuss that in October. But yeah, nothing crazy happened, but the backstory and stuff behind it. Yeah, there's a lot of homeless people that live there, as I'm sure there is in other significant areas all over the world. But in California, just so you know, if you're planning on moving there or visiting there, at least in LA, I don't know about Northern California, but there's a lot, especially downtown LA. So it is very, very sad. It's very dirty down there. Those people are very dirty, and I don't mean that in, like, they're dirty people. They just don't have a choice, and because of the living situation and everything, they're dirty, and obviously smells and aromas come up, so it's not the best. But yeah, I mean, Hollywood's cool, very touristy, obviously, but I like that shit, honestly. I totally fall for it. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know. Kind of just talking and blabbering. So yeah, there's not really a lot that I disliked about it. It was cool. I liked it. If you're into, like, I don't know, having a lot going on around you and stuff like that, then you'd like it. Honestly, you'd really like it. If you only like country roads and that kind of thing, you definitely won't like it. If you like both, then, like me, give it a try, see what you think. I like both personally. I definitely liked living there. I wouldn't necessarily want to live downtown, but I like that there's a lot to do. But I do like living in the country too, so I'm not sure yet where I want to settle down at one point, but I don't need to settle down. I can just go wherever I want. Excuse me. Well, anyways, let me know. Let Dusty know if you have any questions. You know, I've gotten questions before about my move there. Sorry, she's fucking spazzing out today. So yeah, anyway, let me know if you have questions about moving there or my move there or how I did it, etc, etc. I'm hoping that you get the gist from this video and the previous video. I'm sorry that the first video was just the road trip. It's just because that was a huge part and memory that I have, that I treasure, so I don't know, I just kept talking about it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, so now I'll be able to tell story times that happen in LA, and, you know, y'all will know that I live there. So that'll be great. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and it's about to be spooky, baby, so get ready for that. and we have to wait for freaking September. But we'll do videos in between then, and we'll just have to wait for October. But in the meantime, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.